we are at the property in Hollywood. We just bought it in auction a few days ago. So we got the certificate of title yesterday. So today's visit, we are going to make more about the walkthrough visit with the contractor and see what are the surprises we have in the house. I buy lots of properties in an auction for my investors, and that's how we do the flips, because in this market, it's very hard to find the deal where you can make very good amount of profit. So the best way so far I found, buying an auction is very risky. Many people say don't try if you don't have experience, and you got to know what you are doing. 100% you got to know, because that's something you cannot go back. If you make a mistake, you have to accept. So you got to have that mindset also. Plus, it has to be the calculated risk. My history, I have started doing the flips by doing the auctions. I do lots of homeworks. We have a team actually doing all the homeworks for the property. So we get the property with all kind of numbers in. So even though it has any issues, we got to know in advance before we buy a property or before we even bid on that property. You got to decide how much money you have to put in the investment. So you got to decide, are you putting in a cash or you are financing? If you are financing, then you have to buy a property which is, kind of on market or off market, but not in an auction, because in an auction, it only works with the cash. So right now I'm talking about first the cash deal. So if you're buying in an auction, you got to have the cash ready in your account, because you cannot just decide, okay, I'm going to put my cash in, once I get the property. In auction, it doesn't work that way. In an auction, you got to have the amount ready. So you decide the number first, like this is what the amount you are going to put for this investment purpose. There's one trick in this. When you decide the numbers, it's a purchase price, it's remodeling, and the closing cost. The closing cost normally comes out at the end, so that's something you don't have to worry about. Remodeling number, or whatever you think, the numbers you need to put in remodeling, that's something you can leverage by taking the loan from your credit card, just having the personal arrangement with the contractor. So that's can be a little bit flexible. So the first number, purchase price, the cash amount, that's something you have to come out right away if you're buying in the auction.
Show me the car where you turn me on, the way you tell me you want me down. Done it, I done this before you fall. I won't catch you, don't know I'm stalling. Cause you love to have them all crying. Gonna be sweet there.
So today is our first visit to this property. Changing the locks. Any of the property we buy from the bank, first step is secure the property. Even though you get a key, our first thing is to change the locks completely. So we try to find some way to enter the property. This one we came in on the back, and now we're changing the locks. That's really the first step you need to do when you buy something property like in an auction.
I've been in your waters.
Alright, let's check the back door.
Okay.
I've been in your waters.
Okay, I can just lock this. That's fine. Yeah, so I guess the bank kept that. They don't give you any information when you buy an auction. That's the biggest trick and biggest worry actually. But you have to do all kind of homeworks when you buy the auction property. Lots of actually the homework we do before we buy any of the bar property, any of the bidding. And not necessarily every bid you win it, but yeah, we try to keep the good gap for our investors so they can make the good profit amount. But yeah, so But that's one of the drawback when you buy auction property. The bank doesn't give you any information, doesn't give any keys. Hey, what's up? How far are you? How far?
A few inches later.
I'm there. Oh, how much?
12 seconds later.
15 minutes. Okay.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
So I'm waiting for the contractor. He's not still here.
20 minutes later.
I'm on American time. I guess he's on Indian time.
1 hour later. 2 hours later.
Oh my god, she's keep doing. I'm not sending her anything.
By her own hands.
Oh my god, thank you so much.
Know when your body feels so tired to get out of bed, you put your heart on a letter to chase it away. Got sun and it's all because of you. Hey, what's gonna give you more time forever? Know what they say, only time will tell. You know what they say, it never really can. Hey, when I'm sleeping with someone new, I just close my eyes and think of you. When I'm sleeping with someone new.
What are these on?
What's up?
Are you guys realtors or?
Yeah.
Real estate?
Yeah, I do real estate. Yeah, it's going to be. So the bank sold it. Bank sold it to us. Financing to buy something?
Yeah.
So are you living there with the rent? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, we're renting it. Can I go in?
Yeah. I'll open it. Yeah, maybe a little more push needed. The goal is for this one, of course, we want to make it nicer looking. So first of all, what I see, the floor, for sure we need it. There are wires fall down. I don't think so there is electrical, because that's something we have to resolve first.
Okay.
We do anything, if there is one.
Okay.
So find out on that. Plumbing, we gotta find out if it is, because I haven't turned on the water yet on our name, but we want to find out if there is no leak or something, heavy leaks. The kitchen is gone completely, right? So we can open up this wall,
Okay.
have this here. The neighbors are great, actually, they knew him.
Yes, like a termite heat right here.
Right? Yeah.
Uh-huh. But
So-
it's very important the inspection before to do something.
Oh yeah,
For the
definitely.
treatment,
Yeah.
also.
And normally, I guess, doing the paints and stuff also takes away a lot of termites issue. This room, so both rooms laminate. Okay, here's also like crazy. I don't know, they were checked.
Yes, for sure. The doctor is the best and first priority.
Yeah. So, did you see the surprises inside? That's how when we buy in auction properties, you don't know what's there. You see stuff everywhere. For any reason, it has gone to foreclosure. The house gets abandoned for a couple of years. That's the goal. So make your list, like the doors and stuff. I guess this door is gone. The
Okay.
tub you can save. At least there is no mold. Otherwise that's the biggest surprise we get. So as you see it, like we just finished the visit with the contractor. So I'm waiting for the quote now and we'll start some fun stuff.
Pick it up, why you tryna find the pieces when you rip it off? Why I like it when you sit it when you take it off?
Right, so this one will be fun. Like we are going to do also before and after. So this is like it's a very first visit. I'm going to walk you through when we are under progression, and then the after. It's exciting.
Pick it up, why you tryna find the pieces when you rip it off?
It's too much dark here, so we are going to put the light before we start our fun. In a flip deal, you gotta first make sure how much is the equity in the house. And how do we decide that? So number one factor is you gotta see if you remodel the house, like remodel like the upper level, like completely remodel, like kitchen, bathrooms, floors. Sometimes even we change the roof. So it depends on where the location is, but still you gotta check out if you completely remodel the house, how much would be sold for in that current market. It cannot be like a year ago or 6 months ago, so it has to be last 3 months to get the real numbers, because you never know how the market is doing 6 months ago or even a year ago. That's like whole different ball game in the real estate, especially in a COVID time. We're experiencing very closely where numbers are changing every month. So the flip deal, what we just bought it, I had to make sure the numbers, the current market in last 3 months, what things are sold for if it is completely remodeled. Number two thing important to look at is the area. Whenever I choose a property for anything like a rental or even a flip, you gotta choose the area. Everybody says it's all about the numbers, but along with the numbers, I feel the area is also very important, because you don't want to be in a D category area. It's okay to be in a B and C if you don't have a budget to go for A. So I usually try to choose between B and C, so it's not difficult to sell. So that's also very important piece. When you buy something, you gotta know where you are buying. Now let's talk about if you're financing a deal for the flip, then should you do it or not? So in that case, you got to kind of compare where your money is sitting. If your money is just sitting in the bank, especially the down payment, then of course you're going to make a good amount of profit by investing in the real estate property for the flip or even for the rental. But if your money is sitting where you're getting the more profit, then you just have to kind of leverage like how much profit you're making in that particular deal and versus you're making in something else. Again, remember, there is a trick in this too.
Show me the car, why you turn me on? Why you telling me you wanting me down?
Girl, show me how you take her.
Pick it up, why you tryna find the pieces when you rip it off?
So right now we came in almost like a middle phase where half of the remodeling is done. So I'm going to show you around the property. So we put it like a 24 by 48 tiles. We chose these big tiles because the house is not that big. So if it is a bigger tile, it gives more broad look. And I had a choice of putting like the wood look kind of tile that was a little bit coming cheaper. However, I didn't want it to go too dark and sometimes when you, not sometimes, but majority of the times when you do the flip, you make sure you choose the very standard kind of colors and standard kind of design, because many times what you like, maybe other person may not like it. So you've got to kind of think like, it's for major population you are targeting. So that is the reason I just went with a little bit of white color and some with like a wings, like the minor wings. So we didn't go for the wood look style tile, even though that's a little more modern, and I love that tile actually. So when you walk around the house now, if you see it, the almost whole floor is done. Well, before we were thinking to put laminate floor in the rooms, but then ultimately we decided to just go for the one flooring, because that also helps to make the house more bigger and larger, and cosmetically looks good. We don't cut the corners. That's the one of the great thing about our company, because even though we do the flip, like we make sure the quality is intact, because that's of course is for the new buyers. So now our next plan is, of course, we are going to put the baseboards. We are waiting for that order to come in. This wall will be knocked down. So we have put the permit with the city, so waiting for that to be approved. Once that comes in, then we'll work on the kitchen, and this wall will be knocked out, and there will be the small island here. So I'm so excited to see that next phase. We're still kind of in the process of taking this out. We had this is a third dumpster will be on this property. When we took this property, it was crazy, like so many things this guy's had. So yeah, that's what happened when you buy something in auction. This is all will be going out. A lot of things to be come out. Even if you see here, this is the washer dryer part. As you do the flip, like sometimes, in a middle stage, you have to just change your strategies as depends on the budget. In this case before, and also the look, like the property coming out so nice, the one section, if you don't touch it, that's also gives a very wrong impression to the buyers. It is a special video because this is for one of the flipping project I have been doing since a while. The reason it's very special and very close to my heart, this project, is because in this particular house, we started doing remodeling, especially in a COVID time. Even we bought in a COVID time too. And now we're selling also in a COVID market. The reason I said this is very special because, of course, everybody knows about the COVID market has been crazily changed. We didn't know what kind of hurdles we will be facing, and I wanted to do everything with the permit and wanted to timeline the project, and that's why it almost took me, trust me, how much? 7 months to complete this project. I know it's a long time, but the one of the hurdle, of course, was the COVID lockdown, what we faced, because in a city, the offices were closed when we bought this property. Lot of problem we faced. So I'm going to show you inside now how does it look. You already saw my before video, but now I'm going to show you inside how this project has come out. So guys, I'm going to take inside. Are ready for this beautiful property? Is now 100% remodeled. We opened up the kitchen, we opened up the walls, so it is different than what you saw in those before videos. So welcome to my beautiful house. This is 2 bedroom, 1 bath, and 3rd bedroom is optional. By the way, this is a fully remodeled property and with permit. I'm emphasizing this word with a permit because many times people remodel but they don't take the permits, and that comes on buyer's lap. It comes with a lot of issues. So, when we remodel, we try to do it with permit, and it's like more efficient enough, and everything with the code, so the buyer doesn't have to worry about even a single thing. So look at this beautiful kitchen. This is completely open plan kitchen. We had a wall here, and that's why you see actually open ceiling right now, because we have to close the permit. We're still working on. However, you see the beautiful open-ended kitchen, and it faces to the living room area. You do have a small dining area you can put, but that's combination with the family room and living room. The reason we try to make this so the buyer has the lot of cabinets and the storage. So it comes with the soft close drawers and the cabinets. And my favorite part is, if you check this out, it looks so nice with the L shape. So to value these remodeling things, like, you got to check out my before video. And in this video, I have tried to combine both things so you understand the whole project, how the flipping works, and what kind of things we expect when you are doing the flipping. So let me tell you guys, like, especially in a COVID time, the main hurdles what we faced. So for the permits, oh my God, it was a crazy wait in a city. Like, just even reviewing the permits, they were taking a month. So that delayed my project. So when you do the flipping, those things, timeline also is very important, because the profit margin what we put in a flipping is per deal. So let's say you're rotating that money, then you make more profit technically. So let me tell you what kind of approach I kept when I remodeled this house. So that when in a before videos, I guess you guys have seen it, and if you're not, then look at that video too. Basically, there was a wall here, and it's an old style closed kitchen what we had. And when I buy this kind of property, which is very old, because this is a 1955 year built. This neighborhood was starting building around 1940. So almost all houses what you see in this neighborhoods are very old houses. And the price range also surprised me sometimes, because I live in suburb. In a suburb, you find something newer in this kind of per square foot price range, and here you find very old. However, in a real estate, you go where the deal is. So I target this area because the per square foot price is pretty good. Houses are small, so you do get something in a price range where I want to buy, and the profit range what I want to kind of, get into. So when I remodel, or any house I remodel, I usually make sure that it is kind of matching to the modern contemporary style. So this one, what we did is we knocked down the whole wall. We made this open kitchen. I didn't have to put this island because we already have this L-style kitchen, pretty nice. But I did still put it because I do want to give the value to my buyers who are going to buy this house, and they have enough, not only just the cabinets, but they have enough prep areas too. Because if you see this, it's a very small kitchen. There's not much prep area. Before kitchen, or maybe some of the neighbors' house also, I have seen it, because when I usually buy a property, I knock on the doors and try to talk to neighbors just to understand the area. But at the same time, another thing I'm aiming is trying to see how the remodeling is done inside the neighbor's house, because when you're remodeling, you don't want to remodel somewhere it's you use $1 million products and in a less expensive community. You do not want to do that because your approach has to be very strategic. The material what you use, of course you want to give value to your buyers, but at the same time it has to give a profit margin to your investors too. So that's very important approach, where you need to evaluate the neighborhoods, what kind of remodeling is done, what kind of houses is getting sold. One way to do, of course, in MLS, but the other way to is, sneak peek in a neighbor's house.